Hi guys, it's Tracy here to show you this beautiful poinsettia card that I made and wanted to share the directions with you. So first we're going to need some cardstock, mossy meadow, cherry cobbler, crumb cake, and a piece of glitter, gold glitter. This is from the Poinsettia Petals Stampin' Up! Stamp set and dies, and as you can see, I've already tested it out, and so I'm just sorting my dies here that I'm going to need. Those three are for the leaves. The three stamps we're going to use are the three red ones there, and then the Magic and Wonder sentiment. So obviously we need some ink, so Mossy Meadow and Cherry Cobbler. And what I love about Stampin' Up! Inks is that they always match the paper colors so perfectly. And now I'm going to get a clear acrylic block, the bigger one. It's the letter E on the acrylic blocks. They're all lettered, and this nice case keeps them all nice for me. So now I'm going to score using my Stampin' Up! Trim and Score board. I'm going to score this piece of crumb cake. The dimensions on that piece of crumb cake are 5.5 by 8.5. So the light tan one is the scoring blade. So I'll just take that out and fold it over, grab my bone folder, and make sure that that crease is nice and tight. And there you go, you've got a card ready to go. So now we're going to take a piece of cherry cobbler with the cherry cobbler ink, and we're going to use those three poinsettias and stamp them onto the paper in the cherry cobbler ink. So I'll let you see just one of them, but it takes too long to show you all three, but you get the idea. Make sure you always bring your ink to your stamp, never your stamp to your ink. Hold it with constant pressure for about 3 seconds. Grab your towel, of course, to clean off your stamp. That's what I'm doing right now. And lift, and there you've got a great impression. Here we've got the green, the mossy meadow, and we're doing the leaves. This one I put multiple leaves on the block to speed things up. Constant pressure, and there you go. We're using 2 leaves and one like little fir branch that come with the Poinsettia Petals set. And of course clean off your stamp there. Put those away. Now we're going to work on the card base. We're going to put the sentiment on. It's the May Magic and Wonder Fill Your Holidays. Bloom this holiday. May Magic and Wonder bloom this holiday. So we're going to get early espresso ink. Ink that up real well. And line up your card base with something that's straight. So I used the bottom of my Kraft mat there. Sorry about my head being in the way. And in the top right corner with quite a bit of margin to the right and top, you'll stamp that stamp. Now you'll take a jelly roll. I used number 8. You could use number 10 for this, or even number 5, but I preferred number 8. And grab your tea roller. I don't know why I started without it. And do some white stitching, just little dotted lines around the edge of the card. Just kind of add some additional interest to the card. So there you go. We've got it ready for our flower, our poinsettia, or poinsettia. I'm not sure how you say that, but I'm going to say poinsettia. So now we've got to do our die cutting. So we're going to grab all of our pieces. We're going to grab our Stampin' Up! Cut and emboss machine. Fold down those sides. Get those dies out. And we're going to use the center and the little, I call them fronds, the little accent pieces first. So you can see I'm trying to figure out which way to put the paper. The correct way is to put the dies cutting side up and cut into your paper and into your top plate. That way you're only messing up one of your plates. And then slide it in and crank it through. And this machine is so great with that thick glitter paper. It only needed one pass. So you can see it comes right off. There's the center that you'll put in the middle of your poinsettia. Grabbing my pick to get those little dots out of the way. And now we're going to move on to the leaves. Just make sure you line up those dies correctly, because sometimes they're a little deceiving whether they're right side up or upside down. I'm using some low tack purple tape to tape those dies in place, just to make sure that when I'm cutting they don't mess up and go wonky. Now we're going to do the same thing for the flowers. Use the flower dies. The tricky part here with the flower die is lining it up with the petals, making sure that the design lines up with what you have printed on the paper. So you can see it took me a couple of tries to line it up, but then once you have it lined up, just, tack it down with a little piece of tape. Now we've got everything squared away. We've done all our die cutting, putting our die cuts away. That's what I love about these little CD cases from Stampin' Up! You can put everything, dies and stamps, all inside it. You're going to need some mini dimensionals and some glue. I'm using art glitter glue today, and the mini dimensionals, I'll have all the products listed below in the description. So you start with the largest petal, and I just put glue on the very middle of it because I want to be able to stick things underneath it, like the leaves and those gold accents. So that's why there's only glue on just the middle part. And if you have a good strong adhesive glue, it's not gonna, just that amount of glue will hold it. It'll be fine. Then you're gonna put a mini dimensional and you're gonna offset the next set of petals so that they fall in between the gaps of the previous flower. Then another mini dimensional, take off the release paper, and that last set of petals, again, offset from the previous ones. And look at that pretty flower. You've got lots of dimension there. Now we're going to put in the middle, or I don't know what the right word is for that. I just call it the middle or the bud of the flower. I'm grabbing my tweezers there and placing that securely in the middle of the flower. Maybe it's called the stamen, I'm not sure. And then I'm placing the leaves in all general places and all around the poinsettia, just to make it look more natural. Those leaves are so gorgeous with the Mossy Meadow ink and the definition and the die cutting So the die cutting really does all the work on this card for you. It's quite a bit of die cutting. Probably took me about 30 minutes to do all the die cutting. I take that back, maybe about 15, 20. But it just is so worth it. So again, putting those leaves all underneath that large set of petals that we left unglued on the sides. We only glued the middle. That way you have plenty of room to put things around. Now we're putting in the little gold flare pieces. Flare. And I'm not sure the appropriate word. Maybe those are stamen and the other one's the bud. I'm not sure. I need to study my flower anatomy. And so we're just sticking those in, putting some art glitter glue along the bottom of it and picking up. Now these can go in between the layers of the flower. Bring them up a little bit. You don't want to put them underneath with the green leaves. You want to put them in between the red leaves. Just adds for more dimension. There we go, the last one. And there you have it. May magic and wonder bloom this holiday. What a cute card. Thanks for watching.